All for coming to our SuBLime panel. As you can see on our first slide here, it's 10 years of SuBLime. It has been it is our 10-year anniversary currently, which seems really crazy. Considering I was here from day one all the way back to when we, announced it way back. I'll go into my next slide here just so you know who I am in case you're new to SuBLime and who we are. My name is Jennifer LeBlanc, and I'm the executive editor for SuBLime. I handle the business strategy, title acquisitions, editing, customer service. So if you reach out to us on like social media or our website or emails, etc., it's probably me that you're speaking to. And then also, of course, for panels and whatnot. Yes, I do it all. Thanks for thanks for pointing that out. So yes, sometimes we're a little busy, or sometimes when it goes radio silence, that's just because I'm probably working on your favorite books, and I need to get those books out and get them printed. Okay, so I just mentioned how I do handle with other people the book acquisitions and deciding what we want to license. And one thing everyone asks is, where do we submit our requests? So it used to be where you could just tell me on like social media, or you could email me, which, is fine, but sometimes they can get lost, it can get very cluttered. So we have put it on our website now. So if you go to the website, which is SuBLimeManga.com, there's FAQ page, which is in the top bar. And the very first thing on the FAQ is number 1. It talks about licensing, and there's a link right there. And you can click the link, and then you can add into a form what books you want to recommend. Then it tallies everything for us. And then once a month, we have a meeting where we discuss all your requests that you've provided. Take a look if we looked at it before, if it's something new, see how many people are requesting it, see what people are saying online. Is it someone we work with as far as publishing is concerned? And that's how we, make those decisions. So we definitely look at everything that you provide to us and, anything you're saying online about it. So, keep talking about it randomly online. We do look and see, how popular it is and if people want to have it. So anyway, again, you can go to the website. That's the FAQ page. And if you haven't been to the website recently, like in the last, well, I suppose 6-7 months, we updated the website last year to a new look. I think it was last year, right? Oh, even this year. We updated it last year, and we did some updating to the design this year. So it's got a fresh new look to it, which is nice. And there's some really cute background pattern on like the homepage. That's a lot of the little sound effects from sex scenes. So I don't know if anyone's noticed that. Sometimes it's hard to see that on like the phone vertical scrolling, but it is very cute if you're able to see that. All right. And then if you are curious where to find us, as I said, the website is SuBLimeManga.com. We're on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr, TikTok, and Twitch. And basically just look for SuBLime Manga. At SuBLime Manga should generally work, or adding it to the URL. And we haven't been active on TikTok, but we are there, hoping to get more active, although TikTok is a little bit, it's not a big fan of BL. So I've been a little hesitant to do too much on there just because I don't want to get frustrated with it getting pulled down. And I've seen some very tame things getting censored there. So, but hopefully we'll get something. And then Twitch, we did a Twitch stream last year. I was hoping to be a little more active, but the publishing industry has just been crazy. Manga has been absolutely crazy, and we have just been doing everything we can to not only release new books, but do all those reprints, keep everything in stock, and it's just been absolutely crazy. So I see somebody talking about the aunties on TikTok. Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing too, is you got to find your people, and then people who don't like your people find you there. So TikTok can be pretty bad too, as far as like the hate can be concerned. Twitter seems to be better, and Instagram and whatnot. So I tend to kind of linger between the two. Okay. A little bit about SuBLime. We are backed by Viz Media, which is North America's largest manga publisher. As I was talking about earlier, we launched at YaoiCon 2011. Let me see in comments, is anyone on the panel or here currently that was there 2011 when we announced the start of SuBLime at YaoiCon? I'm just curious if there's, I don't want to call you old timers, but seasoned BL fans that were there. I do see some. Wow. Okay, great. Yes, RIP YaoiCon. I mean, who knows? Like, let's be hopeful. Awesome. So many people were there. That's great. That's the one thing I do love about like yaoi and BL, our fandom, is like we go long term with this and we stick around and make a lot of friends, which is nice. So glad to see you all here, and also welcome to, yes, BL for life. Welcome to anyone new to the fandom. We certainly want to be as welcoming as possible to anyone, young or old or mature, whatever you want to say. Okay, and then going back to, yes, we launched in 2011. We released our first digital books that February 2012, which was really crazy tight timeline. It was a really crazy time. And then our first print books, June of 2012. So, our 10-year anniversary is probably going to run more than a year because, there's a lot of anniversaries there. We announced in 2011, but we didn't start releasing till 2012. So, why not celebrate it for as long as possible? And then if you're not familiar with our titles, they are released 3 ways: print and digital, print only, and digital only. Most of our titles now are print and digital. If we have a print only title, it's solely because either the creator or the publisher did not okay, going digital on it. Otherwise, we always request print and digital when we're doing a print title. And then we do have some digital only titles. We are generally not doing digital only going forward. So we're trying to stick with print and digital and anything we're licensing, but we still have plenty in our catalog that are digital only. So if you see those, that's what those are there for. And our print prices generally start at $12.99. If they are bigger books like a bind up, which is like 2 volumes in one, they'll be a little more expensive. Or if it's like a really big single volume, it might go a little more pricey because it does cost us more to print those bigger volumes. And then our digital price is $6.99. Same thing there. If it's like the bind up, we might go a little more. Sometimes we have we'll do a booklet, which is, much smaller, and then we'll just do a far lower price for those. So if you see those varying prices, it's generally the size of the book that we're releasing. Okay, and then our digital titles are available as download to own, and those formats include PDF and EPUB. EPUB is still pretty new. We did start that last year. I think I was able to announce that at FujiCon last year, but some people may not be aware that we do have EPUB now, and you can get that right on the website. So when you go to our website and buy a digital book directly from us, you have access to both options. You don't have to pick one or the other. So you can just buy the digital book, and then it will give you the option of download as a PDF or download as an EPUB. You can download both. It's yours. And yes, somebody mentioned that the best thing about our digital is that there's no DRM. You actually own it, and that is true. You download it, it's yours. And yes, I love the EPUB format too. I'm glad we were finally able to get that done. So that was really exciting. It was last year was a fun year. And then our download to own titles can be read on e-readers like Kindle and Nook, or other handheld devices. So anything that can read a PDF or an EPUB, you can load it on there. And then we are also doing higher resolution files for like the PDFs. They used to be under 100 megabytes. Now they're like 250 plus, which is giving a lot better, crisper quality. Initially, when we started 10 years ago, it's kind of when we decided that file size, and we didn't have, not everybody had the high speed, internet that we have today. So we had to kind of try to keep it a little lower because we didn't want, people who had lower speeds, which was a lot of us then, to not be able to download it or to take an hour to do that. So it wasn't exactly dial-up times, but you know what I mean. Now it's crazy. Anybody can download anything so fast. Um, and then also on our website, you can read your books on the manga reader. So if you're on the go and you just want to look on your phone, your iPad, do a quick read on the manga reader, you can do that. And then they are also available through e-tailers such as Kindle and Nook and Kobo, Google Play, and also relatively new is Apple Books. So we did finally get on Apple Books, which was a shocker. Let me tell you, if you had asked me in 2011, 12, or whenever in the beginning, if we were going to get on Apple Books, I would have said it's never going to happen. But then they wanted our books, so now we're on it. So, it's I guess stranger things can happen. So thanks, Apple. Thanks for finally taking our smut. We appreciate it. I guess that's what happens when manga starts selling like crazy, and BL. So thanks to all of you. You know, seeing that consistently BL is a seller. That's the great thing, and they do see that our stuff sells and sells well. So it's all thanks to the readers that are buying it. They know you exist. So like, don't, I remember way back in the day, they used to, do a lot of censoring, or just they didn't want the books, but now they're coming around and seeing that, money talks. So thanks to all of you. Okay. All right. How about we go through some of our debuts from 2022 and what will be debuting in 2023. This is stuff that has already been announced, but you may have missed it. So we'll just go through these quickly here. So Scattering is Virgin Bloom. This one was by Aya Sakyo. It's 2 volumes, and 2 volumes complete in Japan. So I think the second volume here is releasing in July. So first volume is already out. It is print and digital, and it is our first Omegaverse. So where are all the Omegaverse fans? I want to see everyone in chat, because for years you've been asking for it, and we were listening. We just wanted to find, some decent Omegaverse. There can be some stuff that's like, nah, it's okay. But we thought this was, smutty. It's cute. It, check the boxes. So plus, what a great title, Scattering is Virgin Bloom. I mean, I do love when we can get a really like interesting title that makes people outside of the fandom go, what is happening here? Okay, so like I said, volume 1 of that one is already out, and then volume 2 will be out in July, and then that will complete that series. So you don't have to worry about waiting forever to finish it. It's 2 volumes and complete. Okay, next one is Lynx by Natsuki Kizu. This is a one-shot. It is a big one-shot, though. It's about 250 pages. This is also print and digital, and this is from the creator of Given. So if you love Given, I think you'll really like this one as well. It's basically 4 couples, and it's 4 couple stories, very like interwoven stories. And of course, the art is beautiful. The story is beautiful as well. She's a great writer. So like everything you want to, I think, find in a good read is right here. And it's, in one shot. And even being a one shot, sometimes it can feel like things are unfinished, but I didn't feel that with this one. I really thought it all came together so well. And I loved each of the couples and how they had different stories. So, if you do like a good one shot, I think this is one to check out. Or if you're, like I said, a fan of Given or Natsuki Kizu, definitely grab this one. Sorry, I see someone saying you can't hear anything. Is the audio okay? Just want to double check here in chat that you guys can still hear me okay. Okay, good. Audio is good. All right. Thank you. Okay. And then our next one is Moon and Sun by Akane Abe. This one debuts in July. It is also 2 volumes and complete in Japan at 2. So our first one will come out in July. This is also print and digital. And as you can see, like, cover is gorgeous. Look at that character. So if you love a guy in high heels, long hair like this, it's beautiful, really beautifully done. And the story kind of covers this guy sitting on the floor is like a kind of a yakuza brat. He doesn't really want to take over the family business. He doesn't want to get involved in it, but he also doesn't really want to do anything else. And then he runs into the character in the boots there, who is a makeup artist, and mayhem ensues. They don't have a great first meeting, and then things happen from there. I won't ruin it for you, but very smutty, very nice. I love it, and I will let you figure out which character is the top and which is the bottom. So I think you'll be surprised. I know I'm giving it all away. Also, if you have read our digital title, Am I in Love or Just Hungry? That was also by Akane Abe. So if you liked that one, this is the same creator. And that's a really funny and cute one too. So if you like their work, you can check that one out on the website, or, like I said, on any of the digital e-tailers, they'll have that. Okay, and then the next one is Love Nest. You're probably familiar with this one because it is a spin-off of Sayonara Game, which was a one-shot, and then Change World. So Sayonara Game was a one-shot. It did well. Then they came back, like a year later, basically after the story, and then went into Change World, which is 2 volumes. Of course, we released all of these. And that's about a different couple. So that was one couple that started it. And then the kind of antagonist in that storyline was the guy on the right in the cover there. So he's kind of a jerk, basically. So he's the one like causing problems and in the relationship. And then he gets his own storyline to kind of sort his mess out. So and the creator was specific to us as far as saying she wanted us to do the entire kind of universe because she felt it was very important that readers see the prior volumes where he comes in Sayonara Game and Change World, so that you can see his character development and how he, where he started and where he ends up in Love Nest. And I see someone asking about the Love Nest second. As of right now, not licensed, but we do know it exists. So that's where I will leave that. So yes, so if you get a chance, please read Sayonara Game and Change World so that you can kind of see where this character started. He is in all of them, I believe, all of them, because he, like I said, kind of plays this part of, being a pain in the butt. And then here he meets this guy. He becomes roommates with this older guy who's like, what is he, 38, I think, in the book. I know, like a real grandpa in this one, at 38. So, and of course, they call him an old man, and I'm like, okay, ease up on that, right? Some of us are trying to live in our 40s over here. We don't need this, like the 30s are, super old, but it is kind of funny to read that, how he's an old man just because he's like 38. So, if you like older couples, as far as like not being high school couples, this is one that's nice because these are 2 working adults. And, and it's pretty sexy. So, definitely check that out. And like I said, hopefully I did say it debuts in September. So September will be volume 1. and then it'll be 2 volumes complete. And then the creator did kind of like, this is kind of a thing that I'm noticing is becoming a pattern where they will do like 2 volumes, end it, and then restart it, which they did with, another creator did with like Therapy Game. So there's Therapy Game and then Therapy Game Restart. And then with this, it's Love Nest and then Love Nest Second. So I think, they probably do it just to see, okay, do people like this, at 2 volumes? If it does well, then they'll kind of restart it, but call it something else instead of then saying, okay, well, now it's volume 3, because we've had that happen too, where a creator has said it's over and then came back and said, never mind, it's not over. And then everyone's like, well, wait, what happened here? They're not looking for the next volume because they thought it was done. Okay. And then, so our next one is Midnight Rain. And this is a one-shot, and this is by CTK. And CTK is a Korean creator who prior to this was also doing like web comics. I think they probably still do web comics. And they have released a few other manga in Japan that haven't come over here yet. So at least we're bringing this one over. Again, it's a one shot. This is also a longer book, I think, too. Maybe I'm crazy. Sorry, I'm just going to take a look at it. It's about like close to 190 pages. So not super long. I guess I thought it was a little longer than that. But it is a one shot. It is print and digital. And here's another one that, if you like adults, these are beefy men. One's got some facial hair. Of course, they're in the rain all the time for some reason. So not a high school romance. It's definitely adults having, adult issues. Older man in this one too. Explain yourself, Jennifer. It's not me, I swear. All right, maybe it is me. I might be picking a lot of older men. Sometimes, we got to get, the older guys got to have a little bit of fun in BL too. So this one again comes out in December. So look for that one. This one was actually one of my picks. Sorry, this one was mine. Okay, and then I think this is the last one in this section, which is Megumi and Tsugumi, which I know people are going to go crazy because this was requested a lot. And we had been looking at it right away. So like we knew about it, but sometimes things take a little time to get licensed. And so yeah, we're super excited about this one. This is also a Megaverse. So that's another one. And it is 3 volumes out and ongoing. So this will be a little bit longer of a series, and it's going to debut February of 2023. And I'm trying to remember. Okay, so and this creator is Mitsuru, and she actually spells her or pronounces her last name a little differently. So normally you look at this and think she, but it's let's see, how does she do it? Esui. So it's basically like saying S, an English S, the way you'd say it in Japanese, and then a Japanese I. So Esui, which she put on her Twitter bio, by the way. So that's how she pronounces that. But yes, we're very excited for this one, and I know everyone else is excited about this one. So yes, this is not your usual Omegaverse, as someone is mentioning in here. And it's, it's very funny too. Like they're hilarious. The guy on the right is he's just an idiot. But like, that's what you love about him, is that, he's an idiot. And then of course there's fighting, but like, the delinquent kind of fighting. And I pronounce it like yes in Spanish. Yeah, it could be. Oh, see, I see. Yeah, it's Esui. But yeah, it's a fun story. So I hope you all check it out. Even if you're not in the Omegaverse, I think you'll be surprised by this one. I think you'd like it anyway. Um, yes, dumb couple, someone said. Very true. Okay. I think after this, oh, this is title updates. Okay, let's go into some title updates. So here's the schedule from here's July through October. So some things of note, you have Scattering is Virgin Bloom, Volume 2, that's the final volume. Moon and Sun is the debut. You have a few other randoms in here. Therapy Game Restart we talked about, that's in August. And in case you're curious, that one is still going after Volume 2. So it's not going to end at Volume 2. That volume ended with it, to be continued in the next volume. So I guess she's going to go a little bit longer with this one. And then in September, Jealousy Volume 5, that is the final volume. Very sad. But yeah, I'm not going to say anything about it. I read it. I'm not going to say anything about it. But it's a great series. So I definitely recommend getting it. But prepare yourself, final volume. And then October, Moon and Sun, Volume 2, also the final volume. We got Black or White continuing, Don't Be Cruel is continuing, Cast Heaven's continuing. And then in November, we have Love Nest Volume 2. And then Punch Up Volume 7, that is still going. We licensed that way in the beginning of SuBLime starting. And this thing is still going. And this was actually one that was supposed to be done at Volume 4. And it said final volume. So we announced it as final volume. And then at some point, she decided to keep going with it. So that is why it's still going and you can still get it. December, Coyote Volume 4. That's another exciting one coming up. I think everyone's going to be looking forward to. Midnight Rain debut. And then January, Given Volume 7. So everyone waiting for Given. It'll be there in January. And then also Cast Heaven, the Volume 8 will be the final volume. So that one is going to wrap up in January. So thank you. I'm glad you're thrilled to hear my voice again. I'm glad to be able to be speaking to you. And then February, Megumi and Tsugumi, Volume 1. And then, yes, Candy Color Paradox. I saw somebody notice that. Yes, it is finally coming back with another volume. So that's something else to look forward to. So, okay. Now that we're all caught up on what's debuting, what's in the schedule, is everyone excited about everything? Anything in the schedule you were surprised to see is coming out? Yes, 2023 can't come fast enough. And I'm looking forward to a lot of these. So thankfully for me, I get to read them earlier. Although when I have to work on them, then I don't get the excitement of necessarily first read. It's not quite the same. And yes, 2023 can wait for your wallet. That's true. And is Love Nest Volume 1 still coming out in September? Did I miss it in September? Oh, maybe I missed it. Okay, well, I'll figure that out. Sorry about that. Okay, so the next thing is new title announcements. And we have a couple new title announcements. Of course, I'm going to drag it out a little bit. Curious if there's anything that you were hoping to see. I can say there's one in here that people have been really asking about a lot. So I think there'll be, I won't hear them, but there'll be some silent screaming. Don't be cruel, Jennifer. We have a book called Don't Be Cruel. Of course I have to be. Let's see what everyone has in here. Let's see if anybody mentions one of them. Yes, The Torment, I know. We're only at 5:06. I need to drag out some time here. Yes, someone asked if we do just Japanese manga right now. And yes, just right now, that is what we're focused on. So who knows what the future brings, but right now that is where we're at. It's certainly more difficult to expand out to do other languages. So especially since I'm the primary person and we don't have like another like specific editor for SuBLime, we kind of have, you know, other viz editors jump in or maybe have some freelancers, etc. You did this last year, Jennifer. I do this every year. It's been 10 years of me dragging out the final announcements. Okay. We'll go to the first one and then I'll drag it out a little bit more. So the first title is Golden Sparkle. And this one is by SuZuMaru Minta. And it is a one-shot, March of 2023. And this is going to be available in print and digital. And the story, it's cute, it's funny because the the character lying down there, he is basically the premise is he's quite naive. So he was raised in a house with his mom and his sister, no brothers. He doesn't get any. They mention that he missed health class. That's important to know. So when he starts having wet dreams, he doesn't really understand what's going on or how to take care of it. So that's kind of the premise of the story. And then the other guy there is his classmate, and let's just say he helps him figure out the health classes he missed and what what's supposed to be happening. So it is quite funny, the naivety of that character, and but yeah, it's a cute story. And again, it's a one-shot, print and digital, March of 2023. And somebody asked if this will be a print version of Futekiya's version or a new translation. It'll be a new translation. So we'll be doing our new translation, or doing our own translation, our own lettering, start to finish, and then releasing it in print and also in digital. So you can get it on our website if you want it. Okay, let's see. Just looking at some of your comments. Glad to see people are excited and that you know about it. Health class equals banana plus condom. See, I don't think my health class did that, but that was like back in the 80s. He's not stupid, just ignorant. That's true. Yes, the lettering on the cover is very pretty. Oh no. Sorry, reading some of these health class comments. Not a stapler. This seems unnecessarily cruel. Yeah, I don't. Wow, my health class is really missing out. They really didn't talk about anything. Wow, penis demonstrations. That's crazy. We had nothing. I think maybe like an image in a book. We did have to, I think in our science class, we had to watch an actual live birth, which is a great way to make you not ever want to do it. So I'm glad to see things are getting better, at least. Okay, I suppose I can be done torturing you. We can go into the last. It is one more because I do have to hold back because we will be announcing more for 801 Day. So August 1st is 801 Day. So in a little over a month, we'll be hopefully meeting again and going over what we have licensed for that time. And I think I am going to try to do another Twitch stream. So I guess keep your eyes posted at our social media like Twitter and Facebook, Instagram, etc., even on Tumblr. Hopefully I'll be a little more active starting in July. We're kind of getting through some backlog stuff. So I think, no, I'm seeing some terrible comments. Yeah, so I'll be able to give you more information at that point, and then we can meet up again and do another live stream and go through Anything new? Okay. So last one, and then after this is done, I will open it up some questions until we get to the end of the panel. So if you have any questions, please hold it until then, so that then I can start focusing on the comments and try to answer them as I see them coming in. Okay, drum roll, please. Last one. The Dragon's Betrothed, which is Kamisama no Uroko by Meguru Hinohara, who you know as the creator of Therapy Game and the Secret XXX, which was prior to that. And yes, I see everybody going crazy. I knew it. Yes, it is beautiful. So this one, volume 1, will come out March 2023, volume 2, June 2023. This is print and digital. Like I said, it is the creator Therapy Game. So if you love her art, she does absolutely beautiful art. I think you'll like this one too. And it is currently at 2 volumes and ongoing. And we're very excited to have gotten it. And yes, when she has when the creators have more than one series, sometimes it's tough for them to release both as quickly. And I think Therapy Game really took off for her. So, and because she's so detailed in her artwork, I'm sure it takes far longer to do these releases. So the more beautiful the art, the longer it can take. And I don't blame them because, it's very tiring and very physically demanding job. So is it fantasy? Yes. So basically this dark-haired character here is an author, and he goes back to his hometown and then finds out that there's this, what do you want to call it? Like an old tale of this dragon, I guess we want to call it. Like, I think it's a water dragon, if I remember correctly, and how he's kind of tied into this. I don't want to give away too much, but yes, it is fantasy, and it's also, I think, very cute between the two. So I think you'll like it. All right, so we can go into a Q&A. So I do ask, if you have a question, please just ask it once. Don't spam the comments, because then it's hard for me to see them as they're going through here, because I don't think I can actually pause. Maybe I can. Okay. So yes, go ahead. Will these releases be uncensored? Some may be, some may not be. I don't know off the top of my head. We basically at this point ask everything to be uncensored, but not every publisher or creator is on board with that. So when we do either the announcement or the pre-order announcement, we tend to put on the image if it's uncensored. So definitely watch social media, and then there'll be more details there. But I don't want to say here because I have to double check basically on each book what they came back and said, if they were going to be okay with it or not. Whoops, oh, shoot. Trying to get back up to where I was in the chat here. Does SuBLime have any volunteer positions, or will there be any opening, any career positions? We don't, but and as far as full-time positions, probably not. It's been, over 10 years. We haven't hired anyone specifically for SuBLime because we have access to Viz Media. So what I would say is keep an eye on viz.com. Sometimes they have, job postings there, and some of those jobs do work with SuBLime, but also with other stuff. So it's not exclusively for SuBLime. Even I'm not exclusive to only SuBLime. I do work on SuBLime mostly, but I do also do other work for Viz as far as other books are concerned. And regarding reprint, someone's asking about Embracing Love. We've published the first 6 volumes out of 14. That is a tough situation. So I can't go into whole lots of detail, but basically we can't publish beyond volume 6 until it's approved by the creator. And at this point, she's not wanting to release anything beyond that, is all I can say. Could it change? Possibly. It's been years at this point, and you know, we're not like privy to what's going on in Japan and if something's happened on that side or what's going on. So I don't know that it will finish, but it's not on us, is what I can tell you. Is we will finish it if we can finish it. Um, um, as far as requests, knowing which publishers we have a strong relationship with, I mean, we can work with, we work with a number of them. We do sometimes sign on to new publishers, so it's not necessarily as as easy as just listing out publishers, because you could recommend, there could be a very popular title everyone's recommending, and we don't necessarily work with that publisher now, but we could. So we don't want to limit people from requesting. We do look at what publishers you're asking. If we see a publisher getting requested frequently, then we can make that decision to try to start a relationship with that publisher. Because that's how we started with one publisher and now we're up to quite a few. And that's because we, look at your requests and see where a lot of them are coming from. And, is it going to be worth setting up that relationship? Because it is, it takes a lot as far as the, person power to do that, and the legal part of it and all. So we want to make sure that it's not just for one book, basically. Um, when will Google Play Books approve your manga in Asia? They should be there. The only one it might not be would be like Japan. Sometimes Japan limits that we can't sell also in Japan because they're already in Japan. I don't know if it's other countries, but feel free to email us at info@sublimemanga.com and let me know which countries specifically. And it could be, is it all books or certain books? And then I can have someone look into that. Whoops. Oh, shoot. This chat is driving me crazy. I'm sorry. It will jump and then I lose where I was. Sorry, I'm trying to scroll back up, but it won't. Here we go. Okay, here we go. I got it. Since you have a team that speaks English, why does your site mention not taking manga originally in English? Because that's a different kind of process than licensing English. So if you have original works, that's a different type of editor that deals with original content. So it's just not the same process, and it's kind of going along the lines of doing things in other languages. It's the staffing isn't there to do that, and it's also possible to take it to, like, Viz has Viz Originals, whether they would do BL stuff. Um, I don't know for sure. I think they probably, could possibly consider it, but like that's a different imprint. So there are specific imprints for that, and it's probably better to take that kind of stuff to them directly. As far as, I'll just answer in case there's more of these questions regarding the reprints. If you're asking about certain titles getting a reprint, yes, we are continually reprinting. So there's nothing that is a currently, active series with SuBLime, and even like a finished series is still like actively released with us as far as like reprints. So unless we have actually dropped the series, which I think is just Man of Tango and what was it? Sleeping Moon. those two we're not actively releasing anymore. We don't have a license for either of those at this point. So anything else we have licensed will be getting reprints. But as I was mentioning, the manga boom is just, it's crazy, and we just can't reprint everything because the printers, they can't handle it. There's too much. So it's, every publisher is fighting for that space on like the printing press, and the printers are just like, look, we have these slots, you need to pick what you want to print. You can't print everything. So of course at this point, if a series is like currently ongoing, those are the ones getting priority, because we're just limited. And even those, we can't do everything because it's so limited. But we are seeing that we're getting a little more caught up, where we're getting more spaces with being able to print with the printers. So I think we're on the road to recovery as far as that's concerned. I mean, it's great that people are buying so much manga, but this, is a problem as far as not just the printers, is the, there's not enough paper to print. And then you have all the shipping issues. It's been, these last couple of years have been very, very difficult for manga, but also great for manga. So, but unfortunately, as readers, you're the ones that suffer because you have to wait to get those. But yes, the long answer there is whatever you're concerned about will get reprinted at some point. I just don't know, when that will be. And you'll probably have to, wait a bit yet until these manga printers can start handling the books that we're sending. Somebody asked, is it usually the publisher that stops you from uncensoring? Do artists ever want to keep it? I think it, yeah, it's both. It can be both, because I feel like we've had both situations. I think a lot of times there's kind of a fairness thing where they feel like they're, initially producing these, for the Japanese market. And if the Japanese market can't have it uncensored, it feels unfair to their readers there that other places can get it. So that's more of the issue. And possibly there could be some concern like that could get them into trouble if they do it, etc. So the more that we do it and the more they can see it happening, then the more that some are like, oh, okay, if this publisher is doing it and you're okay with it and they better understand it, they might be okay with it. But there is still, that like fairness factor. So. And someone had asked about Golden Sparkle, and I did mention earlier that yes, the translation will be new, and how did we get the license? So there's licensing where it's exclusive, and there's licensing where it's not exclusive. So in this case, we were able to license it. Somebody asked about why we don't include color pages in the middle of the volumes. So basically it's just a cost thing. So to do that is costly because it's not just that there's more color pages, which cost more, it's in the middle of the book. And then that adds to, the cost factor. So with BL, we're not selling the amounts that like mainstream manga does. And, we also want to keep our price point where it's at and not have to increase it to be able to cover, costs of color pages in the middle. So generally that's why we have the color page at the front and then it doesn't happen in the middle. Pretty Men Fighting Dirty will only stay as digital. Yes, that's currently that's probably going to stay digital only. I don't foresee that we'll be printing any of the digital only stuff. Sorry, I need to scroll through this rather quickly because we only have a few minutes left. Someone mentioned my work on Fire Punch. Thanks. I'm sorry, of all the books to bring up. I did love that book though. Love Pistols, yes, is still being published digitally through SuBLime. She's just very slow with her releases, so. Still scrolling through here. This thing, sorry, it keeps jumping around right when I get to where I want to be. Um, any chance of printing art books? Probably not, just because they don't sell as well, and they're, color pages, they're different size. So it's all really a matter of cost and, what we have to price it at. And, sometimes when we price these out, the price is really high to cover what, we think it's going to cost us to print it and how many we think we are going to be able to sell. And then we have to ask ourselves, is that worth it? Probably not. So really, it's just a business decision on that one. I don't expect Love Pistols will ever be released in print now. We don't at this point have any plans of releasing any of the digital only stuff in print, based on like the sales of it in digital. We want to, keep our print slots open for, basically new things to come in, because we, at the end of the day, we have generally two books a month, so that's 24. And when you figure out, based on how many volumes per series, that's not a lot of new series each year. So, the more we print old stuff, that's less new stuff that gets out there. So, okay, I think I got through. I might have missed some in here. I'm sure I did, because this thing was jumping around a bit. Um, but I think that's probably the bulk of it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I could say in the last minute. I guess beyond, thank you all for coming. I appreciate it that you, show up for this year after year. Thanks to FujoCon. You guys are great. I should say you people are great. I hate saying you guys because, anyway, you all are great. You really have saved us during the, lockdown and ultimate pandemic. And it's great to have a place to come back to and, talk to everyone. Um, so thanks again, like I said, to everyone and to FujoCon, and we will be back. SuBLime will be back 801 days. So please check out our social media and, pay us a visit then. Okay. Thanks so much, everyone. I'm going to say goodbye. Feel free to chat as long as it stays connected, I guess. Bye-bye.